legacy. You gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know. Better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won.
Hey guys, and welcome back to part 5 of What If Naruto Could Change His DNA. And I know I haven't uploaded in a while. I don't have an excuse, I just got really tired with schoolwork. Yep, that's literally the only reason. Anyway, I liked off this What If is 175 likes. And yeah, we're nearly at 70 more subscribers when we hit 3k, so let's try hit that before, let's see. I was going to say before the start of May, but I'm not going to give you, that's not enough time at all. So let's try hit that before the end of May. Ugh. Okay. Last time we left off, Naruto, of course, tried to copy Hinata's Byakugan, as he did the same for Sasuke, but when he did, he felt, as soon as he went into Hinata's like DNA to copy it, he was overwhelmed by an evil presence, what's going to be an evil chakra. And Naruto was losing control of himself. That was until Hagome, the Stage 6 path, came down and helped him like balance the chakra out. And Naruto gained control over it. And he explained to Naruto what it was. He says that evil chakra, because Naruto had a vision of a woman in white hair with horns and a Byakugan, and Hagome explains how that was his mother, and blah blah blah. And how Hinata somehow has is related to her in some way. But it wasn't all very clear. Anyway, as soon as Naruto came back into reality, he woke up in hospital. As it turns out, when he took the Byakugan from Hinata, not took, but copied, his eyes turned white, as we all know, and his body literally turned inside out. Blood sprayed everywhere. But at the same time, wait, no, wrong way. I mean, sorry, yeah, that did happen, but a purplish dark chakra came out of his eyes. His Byakugan disappeared. This was all before the injury happened. And Naruto passed out. That chakra seemed to took a form. And it looked at Hinata with rage. But also love in a similar way. But before it could do anything, Naruto stood up, his eyes red and slit, and a deeper voice. This brat, I warned him. As we all know, this was Kurama. He took over Naruto's body. And Kurama helps to do the chakra and absorbed it back into Naruto. And this is when Naruto's body squirted out in blood and his body turned inside out and he woke up in hospital and healed. And blah blah blah. After he was fully healed, they went out to train. And also Naruto learned Kurama's name. And they went out to train, and as they were training, Naruto felt a presence. As a sliver was put into his mouth as he summoned forced into it. And then he turned around and saw a bush move along the fibre light, and he saw a white snake slither away. And he thought, could this be Orochimaru? But Naruto pushed his mind out of his head, and let's get back into that. As they were practicing the flying Rajan technique, Naruto would keep on wondering, should I be teaching them those jutsu? It's forbidden. What if there's a drawback to it? What if every time you use it, it shortens your life force? Or something like that. But Naruto keeps remembering that the fourth Hokage might have been his father, and there's no way he would have left such a dangerous jutsu to Naruto. And so Naruto sticks with it. Everyone seems to be having a lot more trouble with it, except for Naruto. Sasuke's slowly getting it down, as Sasuke was born with lightning release, where Hinata was given it. I think that's what I did last episode. Anyway, so Naruto's been able to get it down to he can place a mark and teleport to it, but he has to take a few seconds to place the mark. He can't just instantly place it like Minato could. But he keeps on cutting this down shorter and shorter. Sasuke has to put a lot of chakra into placing a mark. It's to do it quickly, but doing it at the same amount of chakra Naruto does would take him about 20 seconds. But to push it down to the same speed as Naruto, he has to use up about 10% of his chakra. But after this, teleportation is quite easy. Hinata's on the same level as Sasuke. But she's been thinking about, what if we apply a mark to something and it moves, would it stay? Naruto takes this into like caution but doesn't test it yet. As they continue to train it, everyone gets their technique down to Naruto's level before, but Naruto seemed to have perfected it on a certain level and can tell and place the mark easily without any chakra loss. And Hinata and Sasuke have got down the chakra loss like Naruto has, but their speed, like the way Naruto placed it before, would take up to like 1 to 5 seconds. Which might not seem a lot, but in battle that's quite a long time. Because as we saw with Sabisa, he could appear very quickly. Like, you put your guard down for 2 seconds and you'll be dead. So take that for an example. But this is when Naruto feels another presence. It's not evil, but just out of reaction, just in case it is, he lunges towards it. And throws a flying kick. He sees it's Kakashi, and Kakashi grabs his foot and says, "Whoa, calm down." And Naruto's like, "Okay, sorry." Kakashi asks why did he act out, and Naruto replies, "I felt a presence, and when I shot a fireball at it, like a white snake seemed to, it was large, like bigger than me, ran away." And Kakashi stops and says, "Are you sure it was a white snake?" Naruto says, "Yeah, and it had like long black hair." Kakashi says, "Okay." Kakashi is panicking clearly, but he tries to play it off and says, "Well, I just wanted to come tell you, I've signed you up for the tuning exams." And Naruto already know what the tuning exams are, smiles. And he explains to Sasuke and Hinata what they are. And you might be wondering, what is Sakura doing? Well, Kakashi noticed that she had pretty good chakra control. As even though he wasn't there for the trainer, Naruto mentioned it to her. So he started teaching her to amplify her chakra, which we'll get back to her later, but she can move at superhuman speeds. She can punch extremely hard, not nearly as hard as she could in Shippuden. And she's started a bit of healing jutsu, but not yet. Anyway, as Kakashi's rushed to the Hokage's office, and it's described what Naruto saw to the Hokage. And the Hokage is thinking, damn, there's quite a large chance that would be Orochimaru. But we can't just cancel the tuning exams. That would put a bit of suspicion and fear into the citizens' hearts, but also give the other villagers a chance to think we've weakened. And so we'll continue the tuning exams, but have Ambu everywhere, watching the children at every step. Kakashi agrees, and let's say there's a 2-day time skip to where Naruto's training. This is how he's walking past, and he sees a man with long white hair. We all know this to be Jiraiya, but Naruto doesn't, and all he sees is a man peeping. Naruto gets angry at this fact, and he jumps over and threatens to slam the guy's head into the wall that keeps him peeping. As he knows that Hinata uses that bath, and he knows that because she told him, not because he peeped on her. And Jiraiya looks around about to yell at the kid or push him away until he notices Naruto and he halts a bit. Naruto can sense his emotion and says, "Wait a minute, how do you know me?" And Jiraiya's thinking, Oh wait, you don't know me, do you? And he introduces himself as Jiraiya. The legend... What is that, guys? Ooh. That's the legendary Sannin. And Naruto actually believes him, as he didn't sense any lie, and he recognized his appearance told by the third Hokage. Naruto asks Jiraiya to train him straight up, as the Chunin sounds are coming. And due to Jiraiya being his godfather, without Naruto actually knowing, Jiraiya accepts quite quickly. And now they start training. At first, Jiraiya just wanted to teach him to Trodanaiko's chakra, but Naruto tells him he already has control partly over that. So they skip this and go on to summon jutsu. Straight away. And they start practicing this. Naruto gets this down quite easily. And he even shows Jiraiya his Sharingan and Byakugan. What Naruto summons is quite strange, as it's never really been summoned before, in a way. It was a dragon. A dragon covered in black scales and had red eyes. A dragon that spoke English. A dragon that could use chakra. But more importantly, probably one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Jiraiya automatically realising the tales of a black dragon automatically gets into a battle stance. And this dragon, his name will be up for you to decide. But let's just say Jiraiya really knows the name and says it. And he looks around and he gets Naruto to duck and he says out the name. I'm sorry, great name. He inserts the name there. We was practicing summoning. We did not mean to summon you. And this dragon laughs and says, you think a mortal could summon me? Tell me, who brought me here and for what purpose? And I expect my sacrifices. Jiraiya bows and says, this kid, but I'm being honest, he honestly summoned you by accident. The dragon doesn't see any lie Jiraiya and looks at Naruto, and he uses one of his abilities to see someone's potential. The dragon automatically gets into a bow just by sensing and seeing Naruto's potential and says, I believe you, I can see this ninja potential. And I accept to be your summoner. Jiraiya is shocked, thinking, damn, is really Naruto that powerful? Because if he is, then I'm kind of glad I took him on as a student. And the dragon explains to Naruto that he would be a servant as he sees great power in Naruto. But not servants, more like a partnership. They work together, not just Naruto barking orders. Naruto accepts this and they make a summoning pact. Naruto's the first and only person probably to ever make a summoning with this beast. And so he has to use a legendary scroll to make the summoning. This has to be created by the dragon, so it's easily recognisable if someone wants to see what Naruto's summoning is. But that's not a problem, because when they do see the summoning, they'll probably be scared. This is when Naruto senses that snake presence again. And Jiraiya's already been alerted to Orochimaru, that's why he was in the village so early. And Naruto looks around and says, it's him. I sense that snake again. Jiraiya hearing this panics and turns around quickly. And says, where do you sense it, Naruto? Naruto closes his eyes, expanding his search. It says, above us. Jiraiya looks up to see a small bird flying away at top speeds. And now Jiraiya's already recognised as one of Orochimaru's summonings. And now that he knows that this is Orochimaru, he tells the third Hokage, using a special telekinesis, like mind connection jutsu. And this is where the Hokage decides he himself will be on the lookout for the Chunin exams. Anyway, after the summoning, the Dragon actually teaches Naruto some techniques, such as dragon scale armor. But Naruto doesn't really need this, so he decides to use his DNA and actually uses the dragon scale armor on his soul, in a way. So no technique really can snatch out Naruto's soul. And he's not really been able to test this, but he's heard of the legendary Rinnegan Jutsu that is able to rip out a soul. So this is where Naruto does it, just in case. And then this is when Naruto gets a technique he believes to be useful for him. He gets a blade which is sharper than obsidian, and obsidian has been known to cut through DNA. It's possible to be cut through DNA, but it's still enough, which is a real life fact for you guys. And Naruto thinks, this blade suits me in a way. And then it gets covered by dragon scales, which is the sharpest material known to man. And as Naruto touches this, it reacts with him. His ability to change DNA is reacted to the sword, and this is when Naruto realizes that the sword is alive. Dragon smirks and says, "You realize that faster than I thought you would. Yes, this sword is a part of you now. It's alive, and it seems to be reacting with you very well. I thought we'd have to go for a certain, let's say, ritual, but this sword gives you special abilities in a way." Yes, just keep in mind this is going to sound like Bleach. It can boost your abilities when you release it, and when you release it, it gives you a special clothing. You can choose your clothing. So comment down below what his sword most clothing should be. And there's further forms to the sword, but you'll learn that later. Naruto whips out his sword and he goes into a clothing. Actually, you know what? Comment down below what his clothing should be, but I'm going to keep it simple for now. Naruto seems to be a black cape. As also that there's the same material as the cape surrounding his body. This is all made of dragon scales, but Naruto has the Uzumaki symbol on the back of it. These clothes act like armor, it's very strong. But as Naruto seals the sword, he goes back to his original clothing. He thanks the dragon, and the dragon takes around to watch Naruto's training, and Jiraiya decides to teach him the Rasengan. But we're going to leave that here for now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I gave a lot of stuff in this episode. I just had to cut the video there quickly, I got a phone call. But yeah, I gave you a lot of stuff in this episode because I've been gone for a while. And the like was 175 for the next episode. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. And remember, let's try hit 3k subs before the end of May. Or even halfway through May, I don't really mind. But yeah, just enjoy the video and share with your friends, family, and peace.